About 5 years ago, I was on YouTube and I was looking for ideas for a generator shed. And I was inspired. I got a lot of ideas on how to build my generator shed. And I guess now it's time to pay back and share with the YouTube world what I did, some of the ideas that I came up with. Um, my situation was that uh, I did not have electricity service to the land. The nearest service was half a mile away, and the last bid that I received was right at $19,000 to bring electricity service into the land. Well, that wasn't possible. I couldn't do that. Um, so I applied some of these ideas from YouTube and put in a generator shed located 100 feet from the pole barn that you see in front of you right now. Um, we went underground 100 feet with number 6 gauge wire, 220 service into the barn. And then from the pole barn, then we have 30 amp 110 service to the camper, 110 service to all the LED lights. I do power one halogen lamp on the very front of the barn, but I do want to replace that. You just can't go wrong running LED lights. They just don't pull very much electricity at all, whereas the halogen lamp does. When that halogen lamp is on, you can hear it draw down the generator. And then we also run a 220 service underground to the submersible well, and we were able to pump water into the water holding tank that way. And the water service over to the campers just by gravity flow, where I flow through a water hose into the holding tank, and then I get pressured water from the 12-volt uh, pump system that's on the camper itself. So let's take a look at the rest of my project. Again, we started this project 5 years ago, finished it right away. We've been running for 5 years this way. Um, we're not out here full time. We're out here on some weekends, probably more so during hunting season, and but we're able to have a little bit of comfort when we're out here. So let's take a look. Okay, the generator shed is, I believe it's 8 by 10, 8 by 12. I have to look again. But it's a wood frame, concrete floor with metal R panel. Looks like a total metal building, but it is a wood frame on the inside. I have two attic air vents, one on either side and one is staggered. This brings in fresh airflow to the generator. Here's the opposite side, showing that air vent, air intake. And here's the back side of the generator shed. That's the exhaust fan louvers up top, and then the exhaust port at the bottom. And I just used exhaust plumbing like you would for this double wall stovepipe, or not so much stovepipe, but exhaust pipe for a water heater, and it works well. All right, stepping into the generator shed. You see their intake and the storm responder 5 kW gas generator. So you can see how I stubbed the exhaust outside. It's not touching anything. Kind of free floats, but it's rigid. And this generator shed's been running going on 5 years. We have had no issues. And then the exhaust fan. We've got LED lights in here once it's all powered up. And here's the breaker box. So we run with a pigtail to the generator. As you can see, when I start the generator, I have it plugged into the wall, but not in the generator. That's the last thing I hook up. That's the order we want to do it. So when the electricity comes into the breaker box from the generator,
we come into the main buses. Then I run this generator shed with the lights and the fan on a 20 amp breaker, 120. And then I run underground 30 amp 220 service. See that double breaker? That goes underground over to the pole barn. Here's just another shot of the 100 feet underground over to the pole barn, to that corner, to the breaker box. Okay, now here we are at the pole barn. This is the breaker box. We come in with the 220 service here. Coming out, dials have a 30 amp RV breaker, RV plug to the bottom left, and then some 110 outlets and lights for outdoor LED floodlights. One thing you might be wondering might be having too many breakers for the amount of service coming in, but folks, we don't run all of this at any one time, especially that water well. If the water well's running, it's by demand. It's when I turn it on, and then turn it off when we have 1,000 gallons of water pumped right here. But yes, we'll run 30 amp 110 for the camper, running heaters, air conditioners, and the LED lights outside at night time, and those LED lights pull absolutely nothing at all. Well, you can hear the generator running. Let's take a closer look. There's the difference in the noise volume from the same distance I was standing with the door open earlier. So from 100 feet away, this is the noise level. And in the evenings when the generator's running, we're sitting here kicked back and cooking supper. This is our view, watching wildlife come to the water trough down at the stock pens. There's nothing there right now, and you might be able to hear the hum of the generator in the background. Hope you enjoyed.